A professional diver named Dayon Dreyer drowned in the deepest diving hole, and no one was able to recover his body. 10 years later, a South African diver named Shaw tried to retrieve the body but suffered from nitrogen narcosis, leading to a disaster. Dayon Dreyer, an enthusiastic diver from South Africa, tragically lost his life while exploring the depths of Bushman's Hole, a famous site frequented by divers. The diver's body, which vanished during a perilous adventure at the bottom of an 800-foot deep underwater pit, remained there for 10 years until a chance discovery led to efforts to recover his remains. However, when expert diver Dave Shaw embarked on an expedition to bring back Dreyer's body, he had no idea that tragedy awaited him as well. Over the years, the deep freshwater cave in South Africa's Northern Cape region has claimed the lives of several cave divers. If you pass a small cave to the middle, you'll find a basin-like pool of water resembling a massive pond. This is the entrance to Bushman's Hole. Once you move past the narrow opening and conquer your fear of tight spaces, you'll enter one of the world's largest freshwater caves, measuring 393 feet in length, 328 feet in width, and 927 feet in depth. People who have been there describe it as incredible, akin to walking in space. The site has seen many divers set world records in deep diving and is one of the most beautiful yet dangerous places for adventure-seeking divers. Among those who lost their lives in Bushman's Hole was South African diver Dayon Dreyer. His body remained unrecovered, and his tragic death occurred when he joined a group of amateur divers exploring the famous hole in 1994, seizing the opportunity. As the divers began their descent, everything seemed to be going well, but it wasn't long before a member of the diving team realized that Dreyer was sinking rapidly to the bottom of Bushman's Hole. Dreyer was descending so quickly that the diver who saw him understood that attempting a rescue would be suicidal. The exact reason Dreyer sank so fast remained a mystery, and his parents were told that he likely experienced a loss of vision in the water, causing him to sink to the cave's deep floor. Authorities couldn't recover his body even with robots, so his parents commemorated their son with a plaque near the cave entrance where he drowned. But 10 years later, a 50-year-old named Dave Shaw, known for his daring cave dives that surpassed the depth of Bushman's Hole, decided to explore the site. Shaw donned his gear and descended into Bushman's Hole, quickly reaching the sloping cave bottom. He took out his flashlight and began swimming around the floor. While surveying, he looked to his left about 50 feet away and instantly recognized what he saw: a human body lying on its back with arms outstretched toward the surface. As he approached, he immediately realized it was Dayon Dreyer. Shaw couldn't lift the body because the oxygen tanks were caught on something. Not wanting to risk his life, he secured an item to the body to mark its location and then resurfaced. He contacted Dreyer's parents, informing them he had found their son's body and promised to bring it home. In January 2005, after extensive preparations, Shaw and a team of divers undertook a 12-hour mission. Shaw, who had decided to film the dive with a helmet camera, descended into the treacherous cave and began trying to free Dreyer's body. Other divers remained above him at intervals, resurfacing one by one. 15 minutes later, the diver above looked for signs that Shaw had finished his work, but saw no movement below. After surfacing and then descending again, he couldn't see Shaw. Attempting a rescue, the diver heard a strange sound and discovered his gauge, a crucial piece of equipment, had broken. He had to retreat to save his own life. Signaling to the other divers using a board, he indicated, "Dave isn't coming back." The message eventually reached the surface, where Dreyer's parents were waiting. The tragic news forced the team to return home, leaving much of their equipment in the cave. When they later returned to retrieve their gear, they pulled on a rope that had surfaced and discovered the bodies of Shaw and Dreyer tied together. Shaw had managed to free Dreyer before his own death, so when the rope was pulled, both bodies were brought to the surface. The helmet camera allowed divers to analyze Shaw's final moments, leading them to conclude he likely suffered from nitrogen narcosis, a condition that causes deep divers to feel intoxicated and confused. Although the mission to recover Dreyer's body ended in tragedy, people still remember Shaw for his bravery and his dedication to keeping his promise to Dreyer's parents.